Hey friends. Um, well, I've continued to wrestle with the new shit that's coming to light, man, that I've spoken about. I haven't really spoken about it actually, but I've mentioned it on my last couple of posts. And overall, it's a matter of my own direction, what I'm really pursuing with my energy and my intention. It's wrestling with some some blockages. There's almost like a kind of paralysis that I can get myself into around deciding what to do next, or where I even coming up with a vision of what to do, of where I want to go. I can get frozen around that. And this recent, and that's something, it's not something that's kind of like new for me to realize that, but it's new for me to feel it so intensely, and it's new for me to be really kind of feeling like, I try as I might, I keep pushing on it, and I get this kind of paralysis response. And there's also a fair amount of shame in the mix. That's the thing that came up, I guess, 2 days ago, in subsequent kind of follow-up conversations about what's been going on here. If you followed the last couple of days of my posts, if you haven't followed the last couple of days of my posts, you're going to be totally lost right now. But not really, because I haven't really managed to speak very much about what's actually been going on, what's actually been coming up. I've just talked about the conversations and some of the events that led me here. But one thing that showed up this morning that was kind of a welcome realization is that, first of all, I've been here before. I've been in a place like this before, and I've moved through it. So that means it can happen again. There's something about this type of, I don't know what to call it, existential crisis. Feels like a somehow overblown term, but it's really a kind of deep moment of reckoning with life. There's something about moments like this that always feels overwhelming. It always feels all-consuming, and somehow like it's beyond our ability to deal with, right? Like everything. A friend of mine from whom I had several conversations with a bunch of years ago used to say, there are things that we place outside the realm of source and spiritual practice. There are things where it's like all of life is an emanation of an abundant and an abundant source, an abundant universe, except this one thing that demonizes me, that terrorizes me. And so there are elements of our life that are the ones that we have trouble dealing with, the ones that we have repressed. It's like we'll have this perspective on life where everything fits into this beautiful, abundant whole, and everything is a pattern. Everything from the universe is a gift. We know this is how the universe works, except for this one fucking thing that always happens, or this one aspect of me that's just irredeemable or unfixable. We take little slices of our experience or of our struggle and place them outside source. that's what I have done with this. But and I'm trying to undo it right now, but I'm noticing that phenomenon happening again, where it's like that's kind of my um, that's the danger here, is that I'll treat something like it's somehow more powerful than God. It's like the biggest, most powerful force in the universe. Well, that's not actually true. I know this. I have lived experience that proves that that's not true. Um, and what's been showing up today is a sense that this is manageable. It's supposed to feel like this, and it may well continue to feel like this, but it's not. But that doesn't mean that this is the way it is now forever, or that there's simply no way to get through it, which is the emotional sense. That's the emotional impression that I have, is that this is something that I'll just never get through. It's insurmountable. And I just think it's really important to remember that. I think it's, not only is it important to remember that, it's important to have to kind of anchor in moments of realizing that that's not true. That's bullshit. And then just be awake, and be kind of, because the thing is, what I know is that this is going to take it's going to take something from me. It's getting through this sticking point is asking something of me that I'm not in the habit of giving. It's asking me to look at some shame that I have in my body or my mind. It's asking me to reevaluate some assumptions, change some habits. It's not that it's not going to involve significant steps. It's just that all those steps are doable. They're not insurmountable steps, which is what they can feel like when I'm kind of caught in the pattern. So that's what I'm saying this out loud again, because I think this is a process that is universal. It's to the extent that there is a map for this terrain, the map actually, like, I'm in a familiar place on the map, even though the felt sense of the experience might be kind of disorienting. And again, the whole kind of vibe that experiences like this often communicate is it's unfixable, insurmountable, But if I actually look at the map, I'm like, oh, well, I'm just here. I need to get over here. Don't know exactly what's this dark woods is, but it looks like there's a path. Maybe you can just walk on that path. I don't know, let's go. Right? It is actually a one foot in front of the other type of situation. It does not have to be overwhelming. So in Frozen, there's this wonderful song, Frozen 2, which is a movie I've seen dozens, if not hundreds of times. There's this wonderful moment where Anna, one of the two protagonists, and they do a really spectacular job of giving both central characters, the two sisters, a protagonist's. Each of them has a protagonist's journey. It's remarkable. But Anna's moment of like all is lost moment, she thinks her sister's dead. Her snowman friend has flurried away because the magic is gone. Like everything is as dark as it could possibly be. And she sings a song called The Next Right Thing, which just means don't look too far ahead. Don't dwell on how bad things are. Just do the next right thing. And it's a beautiful song. It's one of those moments in the movie, which there are so many moments in that movie where I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. How did they do it? How did they make a movie that's this good? It's remarkable. And it also applies. It applies to life. Frozen applies to life. That's my big takeaway from my existential crisis, is that I need to watch Frozen more often and really get the message. Maybe not. Anyway, the next right thing. Because that's usually manageable. There's usually, if you can break it down to small enough things, then there's usually one next right thing that is identifiable and doable. So, just do that. And then see what the next right thing is. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I got today. It was good to have this a wave this morning of, wait a minute, maybe it's not so overwhelming. Maybe that's not actually true. And to feel like my feet kind of hit the ground and go, all right, I think I can take some steps here. So, thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day. I'm not playing any music today because everybody else in the house is still asleep. Just to explain that. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.